Guys, I want to show you a little project I've been working on. I want to put a automatic deer feeder motor on this drum. So the first thing I had to do was find the center of the circle because I want the motor to be as centered as possible so it disperses the corn evenly. So the way I found the center of this circle is I made a line here and I made a line here exactly 20 inches apart. I lined this line up with the very edges of each side of this drum. Like so. And then I drew a line straight across. Then I cut that measurement in half, which would be 10. I went from my original line, I came down 10 inches, lined it up with the edge, made a mark. Then on this side, come down 10 inches, line it up with the edge, made a mark. Right there. And I lined up on my two marks, drew another straight line. Alright. And once my two lines were complete, on the top and the bottom, I lined it back up this way, lined up with my two lines that I had, went this way, made a box, closed the box in that end, then I went over here, connected the box over there, and then I went across from corner to corner, made a line, and I went across this way from corner to corner, made a line, and that X is dead center of this drum. Okay, now that we figured that out,
Gideon?
oh, Gideon's not out here. Now I'm gonna drill my hole for my deer feeder motor right in the center, or not for the deer feeder motor, but for the corn to come out right in the center. And as you can see, I used the center, I made a center line here and a center line here. I took a paint marker and I found this shaft and I marked the outside of my deer feeder spinner right in line with the shaft, okay, because that's the center. And I did that on all four corners, as you can see right there. And I'm gonna line these marks up with these center lines and these dots and lines that I made here, so I know exactly where I want my motor to go. Okay, so let's get to drilling our hole. We seem to have a malfunction here. Started to drill a hole in it and then it just, not sure what happened there. Oh, I hit the trigger backwards by accident. Rookie mistake. Okay, let's get that put back together here, guys. Alright, now we're back in business. I hit the lever for the drill and reversed it. And we're through. Alright. Next thing I'm gonna do is weld the legs on. Now these legs are coming off of another deer feeder that had a plastic body to it, and I didn't want the squirrels queuing up my deer feeder in the new place that I wanted to put it in, so I decided to use this drum instead. So I wanted these legs to be evenly spaced apart so that it would support the weight of this deer feeder like it did the other one, but there's only 3 of them. So what I had to do is find the circumference of the circle, 3.14 times 2 times the radius. Okay, the radius ended up being 11.5, which gave me a circumference of 72.22. Divided by 3 ended up being right around 24 inches. So I decided to put my first leg at the center mark. I wrapped it around, and wouldn't you know it, 24 inches lined right up with the corner of my box. And then the next 24 inches lined up with the corner of this box. So that's how I decided where to put the legs. Now I'm gonna go grab a long sleeve shirt. We're gonna weld these on. But after I bolt the motor down, because well, I don't think it would much matter. Let's check it out here. Let's figure it out. Would that be in the way if I decided? I'm not weld it there anyway. If I decided to do that afterwards. Tell you what. We're gonna put the motor on first. And I'm gonna start with this. I'm still using this plastic piece that came off. Hopefully the squirrels won't chew it up, but I just don't have time to worry about it. And I'm just eyeballing it. That way this video doesn't take forever, and it's not overly important. As long as it's about center, it'll be fine. Yeah, pretty good eye. Okay. I got some self-tapping screws, which I'm gonna need my nut driver for. And we're switching out. That's where. I believe these heads are 8mm. Actually, maybe 3/8, but we'll see. Okay. $10mm. That's what they are. I got some self-tappers. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Blow a fuse. Must blow a fuse. Blow a fuse. Okay, or didn't blow a fuse. I put in the GFI outlet for some reason. Had too much load on that outlet, so I had to reset that. These little quick attach things are nice. Okay. One more look at this, make sure it's good. Okay. And away we go. Now once they get in there, I don't go real hard. I don't want to strip the metal out. It's just thin metal. Okay. I stripped that one out, but that's okay. I knew to be careful, but I let that one get away from me. I don't know what happens. Okay, now for the motor. Where did I do with that motor? There's our motor. Line those up with my dots that I made. Marks, if you will. I'm gonna tweak my plan just a smidge to make sure that I'm centered over that chute. 'Cause that's more important than making sure I'm dead nuts on those dots. And I want to make sure I'm centered over that hole. Which it does look like I am. So we're gonna burn it right there. Alright, just want to make sure I was centered over that hole. That's more important than anything else, really. So it's good. We're gonna screw her down here. Here, I'm gonna back this back out a little bit because I need it to move backwards. I don't like the way that went in, but get it as perfect as I can, but it's not gonna be perfect. I need to realize that now. It's something that's not really a concept for me. Okay. It's hot out here today. Okay. Now we screw this other part down. Almost done, guys. Alright. Motor is secure. Now we weld our legs on. It is hot and here today. Out here today. Okay, is it pretty much centered? Oh yeah, that actually turned out pretty good. Okay, good. I'm gonna go in the house, get me a shirt. Bear with me. And then we're gonna weld these puppies on, these legs on. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Of course, you can fast forward through that part if you want to. I wouldn't blame you. It's not a perfect video, but hopefully it helps you out a little bit. Okay, next thing we're gonna have to do is make a space for the ground. Grind off a bare metal. Welders like bare metal, especially MIG. So, well, you have to have bare metal anyway to grind it, or ground it, so. Do it. Water back in. Hopefully I don't blow that GFI again. There's my ground. Hey, we are ground to the part. Let's do some welding. I'm gonna run a little spot right here, because they like bare metal down. I want the ground to have bare metal. Hey. There. Now that's a good ground, I believe. Should give me some good weld in there. Okay. Forgive the flash. I don't have any fancy equipment to shield your eyes. So don't judge my welding too bad. This is just a little flux core job here. Nothing special. But it did do the job for this thin stuff. Where the heck did my whip go? Here it is. And our first contestant. Start with that. Nothing fancy here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and line it up with the edge of the barrel. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not this part of it anyway. Just has to hold the weight. You gotta turn the welder on.
I went to the store to get some coffee cream on it.
You do? Now, whenever you weld something, you always want to go across from corner to corner.
Maverick,
I'm running to the store real quick.
Okay.
Maverick, come. Maverick!
That's my wife and daughter. She's got to go to the store, if you didn't hear. That's tacked on. Now I'm just gonna do stitches because I don't want this to warp too bad. That's right. I'm gonna go with a little less heat. We're gonna go with a little less heat so it doesn't warp. Whenever you weld something, you want to go from one corner to the next when you tack it. And we're gonna do stitches so it doesn't warp too bad, like I said. Okay, here we go. This suffice, I guess. Not my best work. Man, that stinks. Burn a freaking hole in it, dude. It's on there. That's what matters. Okay, legs are next. Another leg is next. I'm gonna do the center one now. Okay, I have all the first one. I'm gonna measure where I put that so I match it with the rest of them. So we go off the center. Oh, about an inch in. Perfect. Okay. Good eye, Larry. Good eye. Alright. Inch. We gotta grind, better have a pot to weld with here. up with my center mark there. That's good. I need to get a better water. This thing sucks. Okay, that's on. Let's get the other one tacked on. It's gonna go right here. Don't forget, I gotta measure an inch. Ah, heck, there it is. Excuse me. Run a little more there too. Get a little more bare metal. Alright guys, well that pretty much concludes my video. The rest of the video is just going to be me welding these things on, so you don't really need to see that. I hope this helps. If you decide to do this, awesome. And God bless. I'll throw my legs on when this is welded up and I'll have myself a feeder. Thanks guys.